Ron Guidry's 1985 arrest was just one of several controversies in his life, which also included the infamous pine tar incident, a heated feud with Billy Martin, and allegations of extramarital affairs, all contributing to a series of personal and professional challenges. But before we proceed, make sure to subscribe and don't forget to hit that like button. Back in 1985, Ron Guidry found himself in a bit of hot water when he was arrested in his home state of Louisiana. The charges: disturbing the peace and resisting arrest. Witnesses claim Guidry got caught up in a heated altercation, and before anyone knew it, the situation escalated. The police were called, and what might have been just a bad night turned into something much bigger. Though the charges were eventually dropped, the whole ordeal left a mark. People couldn't stop talking about it. For a guy who was usually known for his talent on the mound and his calm demeanor, this incident painted a very different picture. It may not have led to any legal trouble in the end, but the headlines and whispers that followed were hard to ignore, adding a bit of drama to Guidry's reputation. This one might not have been Guidry's doing, but it sure happened on his watch, and it's a moment baseball fans still talk about. It all went down during a game where Guidry was the starting pitcher, doing what he did best, keeping the Yankees in the fight. Things were going pretty well until George Brett from the Kansas City Royals stepped up to the plate. Brett crushed a go-ahead home run off Guidry, and just like that, the Royals had the lead. Yankees manager Billy Martin wasn't about to let it slide. He stormed out of the dugout, protesting that Brett's bat had too much pine tar on it, which was against the rules. The umpires gathered, examined the bat, and eventually sided with Martin. They nullified Brett's home run, declaring it invalid. What followed was pure chaos. Brett came charging out of the dugout, furious, and the scene turned wild as players, coaches, and officials tried to keep things from spiraling out of control. To make things even more dramatic, the decision didn't stick for long. After all the arguing and headlines, the league eventually reversed the call, giving Brett his home run back. In the end, this bizarre controversy completely overshadowed Guidry's performance on the mound. Despite pitching a strong game, nobody was talking about his effort. It was all about Brett, the pine tar, and that unforgettable moment of baseball madness. Guidry's life wasn't just dramatic on the field, especially when it came to his relationship with Yankees manager Billy Martin. The two didn't exactly see eye to eye, and their dynamic was anything but smooth. Martin had a habit of calling Guidry out in public, often questioning his toughness and work ethic in front of the media. It wasn't just a one-time thing either. This was an ongoing issue. For someone as dedicated as Guidry, hearing that kind of criticism from his own manager had to sting. The tension between them was no secret, and it sometimes took a toll on Guidry's morale. And then there was his personal life, which got pretty messy, especially toward the end of the 1980s. By then, Guidry's marriage to his first wife, Bonnie, was falling apart. The two eventually went through a divorce, and rumors swirled about what caused it. The buzz was that Guidry had been involved in an extramarital affair with a woman he later married. While this wasn't splashed across the tabloids, it did make its way through the Yankees' inner circle and among fans who couldn't help but speculate. It wasn't the kind of thing that was easy to ignore, even if it wasn't front-page news. Between the professional tension with Martin and the personal struggles at home, Guidry had his hands full, navigating more than just the pressure of being one of the Yankees' top players. Guidry's professional career, while filled with incredible highs, wasn't without its challenges. One of the biggest issues he faced was staying healthy. Over the years, Guidry missed quite a few starts because of injuries and recurring arm problems. These weren't just minor setbacks. They were the kind of issues that made people wonder if his body could keep up with the demands of pitching at such a high level. Some critics were quick to label him as injury-prone, saying he never quite reached the full potential of his talent because he spent too much time on the sidelines. Then there was his decision to hang up his glove at the age of 36. After dominating the game for years, Guidry hit a rough patch with a few seasons that didn't live up to the standards he'd set. Still, his choice to retire caught a lot of people off guard. Some felt it was too soon, that he still had more left in the tank. Fans and analysts alike debated whether Guidry could have bounced back if he'd stuck it out a little longer. It was a bittersweet end to a career that had seen so many incredible moments. While no one could deny the brilliance of his prime, these challenges added another layer to Guidry's story, a reminder that even the most gifted athletes face struggles both on and off the field. Guidry's journey through baseball is the kind of story that fans of the game love to tell. Drafted by the New York Yankees in the third round of the 1971 MLB draft, Guidry's path to stardom wasn't immediate. It took him 4 seasons in the minor leagues to finally get a shot at the big leagues. He had brief stints in 1975 and 1976, but those early opportunities were just glimpses of the dominance that was to come. In fact, his career nearly took a different turn altogether. In June 1976, Guidry was almost part of a blockbuster trade to the Baltimore Orioles. The Yankees, however, hesitated to include another left-handed pitcher in the deal, having already sent Scott McGregor, Tippy Martinez, and Rudy May to Baltimore. That decision kept Guidry in pinstripes, and it proved to be one of the Yankees' best moves. A year later, he was almost traded again, this time to the Toronto Blue Jays for pitcher Bill Singer. While the Yankees were ready to pull the trigger, the Blue Jays president, Peter Bavasi, vetoed the deal. These near misses turned out to be blessings in disguise for both Guidry and the Yankees. In 1977, Guidry began the season in the bullpen, but fate had other plans. On April 30th, he got an unexpected call to start a game when Mike Torres, a recent acquisition, hadn't yet joined the team. Guidry made the most of his chance, pitching a shutout against the Seattle Mariners. That performance earned him a spot in the starting rotation, and he never looked back. He ended the season with an impressive 16-7 record and helped lead the Yankees to a World Series championship. Guidry's transformation from a bullpen pitcher to a reliable starter was one of the biggest surprises of the season and set the stage for an even more remarkable year in 1978. The 1978 season was nothing short of legendary for Guidry. It's often described as the best season ever by a Yankees pitcher. On June 17th, he struck out 18 batters in a single game against the California Angels, setting a Yankees record. That game also sparked a tradition at Yankee Stadium, fans standing and clapping whenever a pitcher gets 2 strikes on a batter. But Guidry's steady performance on the mound was just as crucial. The Yankees went on to win the World Series again that year, cementing Guidry's place in baseball history. He was unanimously awarded the 1978 American League Cy Young Award and was runner-up for the MVP award behind Jim Rice. To top it off, he was named the Sporting News AL Pitcher and Major League Player of the Year. Guidry continued to shine in the years that followed. He was named to the All-Star team 4 times and was recognized as one of the game's best fielding pitchers, winning 5 consecutive Gold Glove awards from 1982 to 1986. This rare feat made him just the 8th American League pitcher and the 27th in MLB history to achieve it. Despite injuries later in his career, Guidry remained a leader on the team. In 1986, he and Willie Randolph were named co-captains of the Yankees, a testament to his influence and respect in the clubhouse. By the late 1980s, however, injuries began to take their toll. Shoulder and elbow problems limited his effectiveness, and Guidry decided to retire on July 12, 1989. After 14 years in the majors. But his legacy didn't end there. In 2003, the Yankees honored Guidry by retiring his number 49 and dedicating a plaque to him in Monument Park at Yankee Stadium. The plaque describes him as a dominating pitcher, a respected leader, and a true Yankee. Guidry also ventured into coaching, joining Joe Torre's staff as the Yankees pitching coach in 2006. Though his tenure was brief, he left after the 2007 season when Torre departed. Guidry remained connected to the organization. He returned as a spring training instructor, sharing his knowledge and passion for the game with the next generation of players. Guidry's bond with the Yankees wasn't limited to the field. He formed a close friendship with Yankees legend Yogi Berra, which was chronicled in Harvey Araton's book, Driving Mr. Yogi. The book highlights their shared love for baseball and the unique camaraderie that extended beyond their playing days. From near trades to record-breaking performances, from legendary games to his enduring connection with the Yankees, Ron Guidry's story is one of talent, resilience, and loyalty. He wasn't just a great pitcher, he was, and remains, a beloved part of Yankees history. Well, that brings us to the end of today's video. Make sure to subscribe to Baseball Icons so that you never miss an update.